Hey Pisces, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and today I'm going to be doing a general timeless reading for you. I hope that you enjoy every bit of it and I'm very glad to be here with you today. So thank you for joining this space. Universe, please bring in the most relevant and important messages for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know, hear, be aware of? What are the most important predictions that you can bring in for Pisces? Predictions and potentials for Pisces. Alright, so I see that Pisces, you have been recently very aware of what responsibility belongs to who. Maybe you're trying to not take on other people's burdens. Maybe you're trying to hold people accountable, letting them deal with the consequences of their actions, as opposed to coming in and saving the day. Some of you have really understood in the last bunch of years that your boundaries are sacred for a reason. And that is because many of you have allowed other people to overstep boundaries in the past, and that has proven to be more detrimental than you ever thought. Because one thing leads to another. It's not just, okay, they broke this boundary here, I'll let it pass. It's not just that, because you let it pass. That affects your energy. That affects your self-esteem because your energy is lower, something happens. Your self-esteem is affected. And before you know it, your life can be a mess. Before you know it, you lose your routine. Before you know it, you sabotage your progress. Thinking that that's not a big deal, but it is. So, for those of you who maybe need a reminder of this, this could be a helpful reading. For those of you who are very clear on this, it seems like you are carving the time, the energy, the space to help yourself, basically. To make sure that you are doing everything in your power to be okay and well and moving forward. Now I see that sometimes the challenge is emotional. Maybe you know pain, Pisces. Maybe you know pain. And if you can spare another person from that pain, you tend to want to, right? It's like if you can take that bullet so that person doesn't take it, you have taken so many bullets before, like why not? But Spirit is like, no, like you have enough bullets on your own, on your own path, in your own journey. Like they need those things too. So there is this kind of like rescuer role that some of you are working on healing at this time. Constantly be reminded of why it is so important. Emotions could be getting the best of you sometimes. Generosity, love, kindness, patience. You don't have to set boundaries from a space of anger or resentment. You can do so from a space of self-preservation that comes from love. I see that in the recent past, you've received a lot of invitations to half-ass things. Half-ass friendships, relationships, romantic relationships, family relationships, projects. And I feel like you are done saying yes to things that cut your wings, clip your wings. So it seems like you're not taking on anything new. You're just like, you know what, I got what I know is right. And that's enough. It's like you're over it. Like you're over giving. And I see with the Four of Pentacles here that you're being very mindful currently about your resources. Some of you are being very aware of how you spend your money. Fees, late fees, all sorts of like, I don't know, like little things that in the past would go overlooked. You know, some of you are taking accountability and you're really realizing that you were throwing a lot of money away. I'm getting someone who likes to give very big tips, and you may realize like that was actually inappropriate for me. It was good, made me feel very generous, it probably helped the person, but it wasn't the right move for me. And at the end of the day, some of you may do that repeatedly, and it may end, without you realizing, it may leave you in a space of lack. Later, having to work more. Later, having to find a way to support your family. And it may feel like nothing in the moment, but it happens often, and it does sum up. The same goes with your energy. Some of you may be like, you know what, I can do this favor for this person, that's fine. You know, it takes 3 hours, you know, that's all right. I could be doing something else. I was planning to just sleep and rest. But you can do that several times in a row, and you may realize that you're not resting, that you're not taking the best care of yourself, that the time that you have for you, you're using it on other people. And it may feel, because it's something small, quote unquote, it may feel like you're just being, you know, a little nice. It's fine. And there's no problem with being nice, obviously. What I'm trying to say is just take inventory of how you spend your energy, your money, your time, and just make sure that you're not unknowingly setting yourself up for failure by doing things that you don't really have to do. You know what I mean? Some of you are in this energy. Someone here may be wanting to move to the city or away from the city, and because there's big buildings here, like skyscrapers. Some of you may want to go to a city full with the skyscrapers. Whatever it may be, it seems like you're really taking count of your resources to maybe move. But for others, it's the exact opposite though. For others, it's like you're really making sure you have awareness of your resources so you can stay somewhere that you like. Could be away from the city. I don't know. It really does. It could be either way, so just take it as it resonates. Now, with the Hierophant here, look at this. In the near future, this is you stepping into your power. This is you being a channel between the divine and those interested in connecting to the divine. Some of you may be stepping in the near future into a role of spiritual leadership, becoming a light worker, a coach, a teacher, mentor, energy healer, minister, I don't know. But there is, in the near future, a lot of wisdom that you share with others because of the fights that you've had. See how her clothing is like, I was gonna say injured, what the fuck? It's like torn, right? And that's because of all the fights that this person went through. That's where they get the freedom to teach from experience. Right now, you may be stepping into an area of growth, an area of learning. Some of you are newbies at something. Isn't it the best feeling ever though? When you start studying something and you have no expectations because you have no pressure to know anything. You're just there to absorb and learn, and you know, that's what you're stepping into here. And that's because you have closed a chapter in which it's like, okay, last decade, I learned all of this stuff. I went through all of this stuff, and now I get to share what I learned. So as I as I share what I have been processing for a while, you get space to now begin anew. Maybe some of you a new hobby, some of you a new education, some of you a new job, something new that is emotionally fulfilling for you, that is creative in a way. In your environment, there may be a Leo here. And this person in particular could be like, You know, normally I don't associate Leos with ego, even though it's always something that is like tied to the sign. But in this case, this card does seem to me a little egotistical. I see that there's someone around you looking at you, and they are all, you know, super well dressed, making sure that you're aware that they can tame beasts, that they can put little flower crowns on lions, making sure that their clothes is not torn, that their hair is done. And this person is looking at you. And you are in this energy that is like, you know, whatever. Like, I wear whatever I feel like wearing. I do whatever I feel like doing. No pressure, all good. And I feel like this person is almost trying to catch your attention. Like, hey, you're supposed to be looking better. You're supposed to be doing better. You're supposed to be showing off. You're supposed to be the strongest, the best, belle, you know? There's a lot that you can learn from this person, this Leo. I feel like this Leo can teach you, by example, how to be that middle ground between the Hierophant and the Page of Cups. You know what I mean? Because the Hierophant and the Page of Cups are very, very different energies. Very. The Page of Cups is like immature, innocent, new, uninformed, you know. It's the first step of the journey, and that's where you need to be when you first start something. But the Hierophant is like the opposite though. It's like they have been through everything. They have seen and healed and hurt and experienced everything. And this Leo here in your environment could be, by example, teaching you here this middle ground. If you're seeing the video and not just listening, you'll see how I shifted the cards here and see how this makes a little bit more sense. How it's a little bit more gradual in the energies instead of just like, you know. But this person definitely has an ego. I mean, we all do. But this person, let them lead by example to you, not by like minimizing you. Like, don't listen to what they say, listen to what they do. Because what they do is actually better than what they say to you. Some of you are stepping into your power here, not only as a spiritual leader, not only in your spiritual role as a channel, but also maybe monetizing that, because you have the Emperor here. See how she's wearing red? Or, yeah. So as a Hierophant, red. But then we get this very, like, business-like look, right? In red. So both of them are sitting, looking to the front. One of them in a more like temple-like space, the other one in a more like city space. Some of you are from Canada. Some of you are in a place in which you get to see the, what is it called? The Space Needle or some shit? You know that thing in Canada that's like pretty like common, I don't know, not common, like the thing that everyone talks about. I went there once, that they clip you and they make you look down. It's like super high. It's kind of crazy. I don't remember where it was. Toronto? I don't know. Anyway, so that can be a confirmation for those of you who can see that, whatever it is that I'm talking about, from where you live. Knowing how to take all of these three aspects and turn them into an empire, okay? By recycling what you have learned, teaching what you have learned, by finding that balance, finding that poise within you, and by following your innocence, your desires, your dreams into spaces of higher learning. It can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming to try to master the spiritual and the physical at the same time. Have one foot in one of the realms and the other foot in the other realm can be a little destabilizing. you don't need to do more. You can declutter and polish what you already have. It's not about doing more. It's not about carrying more. It's not about opening 1,000 businesses. It's about really, really focusing on one or two. So yes, Pisces, this is what I got for you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. And I'll see you in the next one. The next reading I'm going to be recording for today is going to be an oracle one. You guys know that I love those. One of my favorites. So I'll see you in that video. By the way, for those of you who are planning on getting the 2024 month by month personalized forecast, know that the bookings are getting a little tight. So if you would like to get yours with a discount, do it as soon as you get a chance. On the 15th, I was going to be closing the discount, but there's a lot of bookings in, and I don't know if I'm going to be taking any more bookings. So I'm going to play it by ear and see. I don't want to like overburden myself. And I'm going to leave the info below if that resonates with you and you would like to book yours, okay? I love you, Pisces, to the moon and back, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.